Know the story. Taste the history. Sell the culture. Do you have what it takes? The Breakthru Beverage Group and Brown-Forman present the 1870 Society.
Yeah, my great-great-grandfather, his name is George Garvin Brown, he had a great idea. At the time, bourbon whiskey obviously was a very big category in the mid to late 1800s, but it was all coming in on barrels, being shipped down the Mississippi, and a significant amount of whiskey was constantly being stolen by the time it got to a bar, so you never really knew what you were drinking. So he had the idea to perfect a craft that was already taking place in Scotland with Scotch and Irish whiskey, and to actually bottle bourbon whiskey, which at the time was a very, very expensive process. And so he took the brand Old Forester, which is our founding brand that we founded in 1870, and he was the first to market and bottle a bourbon whiskey, which was Old Forester. And then if you look at the last almost 100 years, we've had a very intentional attitude from our family and senior leadership about keeping the family involved. And the reason why is because in order for Brown-Forman to exist, in order for us to be able to have the end game be that there is no end game, our family has to stay involved.
It's almost scary how culturally aligned we are together. Today, every market we operate in, we do business with Brown-Forman. They have this unbelievable long-term approach to the business, as do we. They're a multi-generational family business, as are we. They make great long-term decisions. They don't rush into things. They really think things out long-term before they do them. And they care about their people, just like we do. We won't be successful for the next 3 or 4 or 5 or 6 generations if we don't continue to build the human capital that we both have, and we both believe very strongly in that.
The 1870 Society is a perfect example of the partnership between our two companies. It illustrates alignment and partnership, and it has become a very critical factor to our success.
The 1870 Society is a sales and marketing program designed to recognize superior performance from sales and management associates from both Chalmers Sunbelt and Brown-Forman. At the end of fiscal year 2014, John Higgins from Brown-Forman and I were discussing ways to take advantage of the North American whiskey boom. We wanted our companies to be completely aligned, so we developed a Breakthru Beverage Group-wide comprehensive platform that included education, sales programming, as well as incentives that our associates from both Brown-Forman and Breakthru Beverage Group could earn. Since Brown-Forman was the first company in history to sell whiskey bottled at the distillery in 1870, Old Forester, it was John's idea to call our program the 1870 Society.
The 1870 Society means a lot of things to me. It means A, that my work out in the market is being recognized. It means B, that we're making a difference in the marketplace. More than anything else, we're making a difference. Our brands are growing.
Being part of the 1870 Society means everything. I mean, it means that I'm doing something right. It means that I'm passionate, enthusiastic about the brands, and I'm representing them the right way every single day.
It's an amazing honor to be a part of it, to be a part of the first class that was inducted, to be the one person in Virginia that was selected.
As soon as this program was announced to everyone and I read about it, I knew that I had to be there. I take pride in what I do and work really hard, to do things. And frankly, just being one of the old guys around, I need to let the young bucks know that the old guys still have it.
It recognizes all the hard work that I have done in the last 12 months, and it makes me want to work even harder because it shows that they appreciate all the work that I do day to day and not overlook any stuff that I'm supposed to do in my job.
To be inducted into the 1870 Society, you have to win at least one Founders Award during the course of the program. The program runs between September and April. The 1870 Committee receives nominations from your management team, which we evaluate against other nominations. The associates whose nominations reach the top of the pack receive Founders Awards. A Founders Award includes a letter of recognition from Charlie Marinoff and Rocky Wirtz, co-chairman of the Breakthru Beverage Group, as well as a bottle of single barrel whiskey that they selected. Once a year, associates whose Founders Award nominations reach the top of the pack will be inducted into the 1870 Society, which includes a long weekend for two at a luxury resort and an awards dinner at the annual Brown-Forman Breakthru Beverage Group President's Meeting. Inductees also receive a custom-designed gold ring signifying their membership in an elite group of professionals.
The 1870 Society is not about shipping cases. It's about education, creativity, activation, and being a brand ambassador.
I went back to the basics. I went to the stores, I looked at my shelves, I looked at where I had gaps in different brands like Old Forester, Early Times, Canadian Mist, and Jack Daniel's Single Barrel. I went back to basics and I looked at different sizes that I had and where the gaps I had, and I focused on getting distribution.
Well, part of my presentation was programming that I'd done in my territory, and one of the things that was reflected on in the monthly newsletter that they liked best were my Jack Honey and Julep cupcakes that we did for Derby Day at one of my accounts.
It is also about celebrating and sharing success. This year's inductees celebrated at the Brown-Forman Breakthru Beverage President's Meeting, overlooking the U.S. Capitol in Washington, D.C.
I love the fact that you had Charlie Marinoff in particular, but also Greg Baird, the whole group in a small setting with these winners. All the presidents were there. I don't think any of the winners expected it to be that intimate.
The awards dinner was incredible. I mean, to sit in a room with people like Charlie Marinoff and all the presidents from all the states, and to have Robinson Brown know who I am. I mean, it's just like you don't dream this stuff.
I think what I enjoyed the most about it was the initial night that we were there, when Charlie was there and all the presidents and representatives from Brown-Forman, and they had this dinner for us and presented us with the ring, and that night you can't duplicate.
The looks on the inductees' faces, it's something I've been in the industry 35 years. You don't see that very often. It was infectious, it was fun, and everybody was all in. And the looks on the faces of the significant others and husbands and wives was real pride.
This awarding experience is not only achieved by the members of Breakthru Beverage, but Brown-Forman as well. It is more than an induction ceremony. From new inductees to second-timers, the memories, the friendships, and the bonds that are formed by the 1870 members will last a lifetime.
What this ring displays is an opportunity to share our story.
It's awesome to work for a company that celebrates people that are living, the brands and being unique and living outside the box. And
You can't buy this. You have to earn this. This is priceless.
Passion goes a long way when it comes to something like induction into the 1870 Society. It's evident in every society member that I've ever interfaced with in talking about the Brown-Forman portfolio.
It's not a one and done deal. It is a long-term program that involves all sorts of work and brand building across multiple brands. It's not a one-shot deal. You can't be great this month and then be terrible the next month. You've got to be consistently excellent across a long period of time to be considered to be inducted into the 1870 Society.
Just tell our story. More than anything else, just tell our story. Just educate any and everyone that you encounter about our brands.
Go out there with honesty and determination and let your customers know that you're giving them an opportunity to buy the products that you represent, which have a heritage, a family, a history, a name. You're not just selling another product, you are selling a culture.
The 1870 Society. Are you worthy?